Welcome to the deep dive. You know the drill, you send us the material, and we roll up our sleeves to extract the core insights, acting as your personal guides through it all.
Exactly. We wade through it so you get the essence.
Today we're plunging into excerpts from Harry B. Joseph's Book of Wisdom, Volume 2.
Right. And this isn't your everyday reading. It's presented as like a mental framework.
Aiming at human enlightenment,
Yeah.
and a richer grasp of reality.
What immediately strikes you is the sheer breadth of this book. It sets out to connect seemingly unrelated ideas, think Kabbalah, alongside human anatomy.
Right.
Ancient symbols in conversation with modern views on consciousness. It's a truly ambitious intellectual undertaking.
Absolutely. The book casts a wide net, hinting at these underlying connections that could really, shift your perspective.
Uh-huh.
Our goal today is to follow some of these fascinating threads, to explore how ancient wisdom, the design of the human body, and the ever-mysterious nature of consciousness might be interwoven.
Sounds good.
Okay, let's unpack this, starting with the foundational concept in the book, the Kabbalistic Tree of Life.
Okay. The book rightly highlights the Tree of Life as a crucial key for understanding, numerical symbolism and the fundamental interconnectedness of existence.
That interconnectedness seems key.
It is. Its structure, with those 10 sephirah, essentially outlines stages through which the divine manifests. Understanding these stages, according to the book, offers a framework.
A framework for our own spiritual development.
Exactly, like a microcosm of this divine process.
And this is where it gets really intriguing for our understanding, linking this intricate structure directly to the human form.
Yeah, that's a big leap the book makes.
The book suggests that the Tree of Life can be symbolically mapped right onto our own hands.
Onto our hands, yeah. It's like we carry this ancient blueprint within us.
That's a powerful image, isn't it?
It is, and the book takes it a step further with a seemingly simple analogy. Hopscotch.
Hopscotch.
I know, right? It proposes that this classic children's game, with its numbered grid and, upward progression, mirrors the Kabbalistic tree.
So both are journeys of consciousness.
Both, the book suggests, represent a journey of consciousness from the physical realm towards higher states of awareness.
Yeah.
Who knew a game we played as kids could hold such a profound connection?
Well, according to this interpretation.
But these interwoven ideas don't stop there. The book delves into the relationship between Christianity and Kabbalah, which might offer a new perspective for you.
Indeed. The text points to artistic examples like the works of William Blake
Okay.
and Guido Reni's The Holy Trinity, suggesting they incorporate Kabbalistic symbolism.
So hidden meanings in famous art.
The book interprets these pieces as revealing a deeper, kind of esoteric understanding embedded within Christian traditions. It's about looking beyond the familiar surface narratives to see these underlying connections. And speaking of deeper narratives within Christianity, the book draws a compelling parallel between the life of Jesus, his 33 years, his crucifixion, and the Kabbalistic tree.
The numbers.
Right. It notes the 10 Sephiroth plus the 22 paths, totaling 32. And the journey to the top, so to speak, makes it 33.
Right, mirroring Jesus's age.
Yeah, mirroring a spiritual journey of self-sacrifice and transformation. This numerical alignment, the book suggests, isn't mere coincidence, but hints at a universal pattern.
A pattern of spiritual sacrifice and rebirth.
Exactly. Underlying seemingly distinct traditions. So what could this all mean for how we see the relationship between these spiritual paths?
That's precisely the kind of connection the book aims to illuminate. Moving beyond the Kabbalah, the text then explores the fundamental relationship between spirit and matter.
Right. It presents them not as opposing forces, but as deeply interwoven.
Which is a different take than usual sometimes.
Definitely. It draws on ancient teachings, mentioning the Sumerian deities Anu, representing the vast sky,
An infinite space.
and Kiji, the goddess of the earth, embodying the physical world.
This pairing illustrates that ancient understanding of their inherent link, almost like two sides of the same cosmic coin.
And this leads into the well-known principle of, as above, so below.
The book emphasizes its significance in understanding the correspondence between the cosmos, the grand scale of existence, and our own earthly realm, the idea that the microcosm reflects the macrocosm.
So what happens out there reflects in here.
Pretty much, it's a reminder of our place within this larger cosmic tapestry.
It's a reminder that we're not isolated entities, but part of a larger cosmic dance. And this idea of interconnectedness extends to the world within us, as the book explores the notion that the universe isn't just out there.
But also mirror of our internal state. Yeah.
Exactly. The text delves into how our consciousness actively interacts with and shapes our perception of reality.
It even posits that our brains create a kind of virtual reality, filtering and interpreting the sensory information we receive.
To construct our individual experience of the world around us.
Right. Our own personal movie.
Which makes you think about the immense power of our minds in shaping what we perceive.
Definitely.
The book then shifts to the role of emotions, particularly in the context of sin separates you from God. Now, this isn't presented in a purely dogmatic sense.
No, it's more about energetic blockages we create within ourselves.
Okay, explain that.
Well, the book categorizes emotions as either positive, which connect us and elevate our consciousness, I think love, joy, and gratitude,
The good stuff.
and negative, which create barriers and lower our energetic vibrations such as anger, fear, and hate. It's about understanding the energetic impact of our emotional states.
And it brings in the traditional concept of the 7 deadly sins, but with an interesting twist,
Yeah, it suggests that these negative tendencies have positive counterparts.
like opposites.
Exactly.
Like-
And that by consciously transmuting the negative into the positive, for instance, turning pride into humility or envy into contentment, we foster personal growth and spiritual fulfillment.
So it's actionable, not just a list of don'ts.
It's a more psychological and actionable interpretation of these ancient concepts, focusing on our capacity for inner transformation.
Right, focusing on personal transformation.
This then naturally leads to a fundamental question the book addresses. What exactly is consciousness?
Always the big question. The book defines consciousness as the invisible true self residing within us.
The true self.
Okay, it's not the physical brain itself, but a more fundamental aspect of our being.
So the brain isn't the generator.
The brain, according to the text, acts more like an antenna and a processing center for this consciousness,
Like a radio receiver.
rather than its sole origin. Think of it as a receiver and translator, picking up signals from this invisible true self.
And it introduces this compelling image of an intelligent eye of consciousness,
The inner eye.
constantly perceiving and interacting with the reality we experience. It's like there's an inner observer shaping our world, our own unique lens on reality.
What's fascinating here is the contrast the book draws between humans and animals in terms of this awakening of consciousness.
Okay, how so?
Right. It highlights our unique intellectual and spiritual capacities, emphasizing our self-awareness and our innate ability to explore beyond mere instinct.
We can ask why.
We can question, we can create, we can contemplate the bigger picture in ways that, as far as we understand, other creatures don't.
The book even quotes the Emerald Tablets,
Oh, interesting.
stating that humans possess the unique ability to look beyond the immediate perception and grasp the underlying principles of creation.
Wow.
It underscores our potential for higher understanding and our innate curiosity about the nature of reality.
And this potential manifests in our creative abilities.
Mm.
The book sees human creativity as nothing less than a divine spark, empowering us to shape the physical world and tackle complex problems.
It's a reflection of that inherent capacity to understand and interact with the fundamental principles of creation
It points to ancient structures like the Vatican
and the Egyptian pyramids.
as evidence of advanced ancient knowledge, suggesting a level of understanding that might surprise us today.
Right. These weren't simply built through brute force, the book implies, but with a sophisticated grasp of certain principles.
Definitely makes you wonder what kind of knowledge might have been at their disposal. The book then briefly touches on the remarkable design of the human body itself.
Yeah, it goes into the anatomy a bit.
It highlights the adaptability and complex functions of our various parts,
Yeah.
the brain, our versatile arms and hands.
The strength and balance provided by our legs and feet, each element seemingly designed for intricate interaction with the world around us.
But it really zooms in on the unmatched design of the human eye, and it's quite remarkable.
Absolutely. The book details its incredibly intricate structure, the rods and cones, the lens,
All working together.
to process light and create a detailed visual experience. It even suggests that in certain aspects, the human eye surpasses the capabilities of modern cameras.
Really. Better than cameras.
In some ways, yeah. It truly is an extraordinary piece of natural engineering.
It's a marvel of natural engineering. All of this, in a way, leads to the biggest question of all, doesn't it? The meaning of life.
According to the book, life is fundamentally a journey of self-discovery and spiritual ascent.
A journey. Okay.
It's not always easy, it involves challenges, but these are presented as crucial for the development of our character and the unfolding of our true potential.
And it talks about this still, small whisper within us.
The inner voice.
Almost like an internal compass or a divine guidance system, always there to gently direct us on our path if we learn to listen.
Now, the book uses art to further illustrate these concepts, starting with Michelangelo's iconic The Creation of Adam.
Ah, yes, the Sistine Chapel ceiling, that unforgettable image of the outstretched hands almost touching.
Exactly. The book interprets this symbolically, with Adam representing the lower mind or ego,
Okay, Adam is ego.
reaching out towards the higher mind, towards God. It's a visual representation of our inherent yearning for something more.
And the barely touching fingers. What's
Yeah.
the significance there?
The text sees this as the precise point of connection, the moment of awakening of the divine presence within the individual.
Spark?
It's a potent image representing potential and the delicate balance between the human and the divine.
Moving on, the book analyzes Anton Raphael Meng's painting, The Ascension of Christ. What insights does it offer there for understanding this journey of consciousness?
The book interprets this as a depiction of transcending our lower human attributes, things like lust and hunger,
The base desires.
moving towards a higher state of consciousness and spiritual ascent. It's about shedding the limitations of our base desires to reach a more elevated state of being.
Then we have William Blake's intriguing artwork, The 4 and 20 Elders. The book draws a parallel between this and the human brain, right?
Precisely. The divine throne in Blake's work is seen as symbolizing the brain itself, the seat of our intelligence and consciousness.
The brain as the throne.
And the 24 elders are connected to the 12 distinct cranial nerve pairs,
Ah, the nerves.
highlighting the intricate network of communication within our minds. It's a fascinating way to visualize the complexity of our own inner landscape.
That's a fascinating connection, suggesting these artists might have been exploring these ideas through their creative work.
It seems possible, yeah.
The book also discusses the symbolic Christian art of Gerard David, particularly the Transfiguration. What's the key takeaway there in terms of inner transformation?
Well, the book suggests that David's work incorporates brain symbolism,
More brain stuff.
indicating a merging of consciousness, a kind of internal transfiguration, and an exploration of our inner spiritual landscapes. It's about the inner journey of enlightenment being reflected in these well-known religious scenes.
It's almost as if these artists were encoding deeper understandings within their masterpieces for those with eyes to see.
Could be. The book then pivots to Egyptian symbolism, starting with the tongue and the deity Anubis.
Anubis and the tongue. How does that connect?
The tongue, in Egyptian mythology, represented by Anubis, symbolizes the power of speech, communication, and the ability to articulate our thoughts and intentions.
The creative power of words.
It's about the creative force of language and its connection to our inner being.
Yeah. And then there's the Djed pillar, a recurring motif in Egyptian art. What does that represent in this context of human understanding?
The Djed pillar is seen as a symbol of stability, support, much like our spinal column,
The backbone.
resilience, and the interconnectedness of our nervous system. It's a foundational element of our being, both physically providing structure and energetically connecting different parts of ourselves.
The book also delves into the symbolism of Egyptian caskets, which is quite detailed in its anatomical correlations.
Yes, the crossed arms on the caskets are interpreted as relating to how our brain hemispheres function in processing visual perception.
How so?
The right arm overlaying the left, the book suggests, mirrors how the right eye's visual field is primarily processed by the left hemisphere and vice versa.
Ah, the crossover.
It's about how our brains create a coherent visual reality from the information received from our senses.
And the different sides of the casket themselves.
Those are seen as symbolizing the masculine aspect of the brain associated with logic,
Left brain.
and the feminine aspect linked to intuition, right brain. It's the duality within us, even reflected in their burial practices, suggesting an understanding of these different modes of thinking.
The scarab beetle is another prominent Egyptian symbol. How does the book interpret that in relation to the human skull and the concept of rebirth?
The scarab, pushing the sun disk, represents rebirth and transformation.
Right.
The book connects this to the soft spot on an infant's skull, the fontanelle,
The soft spot, okay.
symbolizing a potential for spiritual awakening and connection to higher consciousness, a kind of inherent openness to transformation from birth.
So vulnerability linked to potential.
The vulnerability of the infant skull linked to the potential for spiritual opening is a powerful image.
Yeah. And the swift and precise falcon of Horus.
Oh.
What aspect of human function does that symbolize?
That's linked to the human brainstem, specifically its efficiency in rapidly transmitting information throughout the body.
Speed and coordination.
The falcon's speed and accuracy mirror the brainstem's vital role in coordinating bodily functions with incredible speed.
The book even brings in the Hindu deity Ganesha. What's the connection there in this cross-cultural exploration of symbolism?
Ganesha's elephant head and large belly are interpreted as representing aspects of the brain, the cerebellum, associated with coordination and balance, and also wisdom. It's a cross-cultural connection in symbolic representation, suggesting similar understandings across different ancient traditions.
And the hippocampus, our memory center. That gets a symbolic interpretation too, doesn't it? Linking ancient Egypt to modern neuroscience.
Absolutely. The hippocampus is connected to the Egyptian deities Amen-Ra,
Amen-Ra.
and Ra is interestingly linked to RAM, or random access memory.
RAM like in computers.
Yeah, highlighting an ancient intuitive understanding of memory function. It's a striking parallel between ancient symbolism and our modern understanding of the brain.
Thoth, the Egyptian god of wisdom, also gets a mention. What's symbolic about him in relation to our pursuit of knowledge?
Thoth, often depicted with an ibis head, is associated with wisdom. The book connects the chest, or sternum, to Thoth,
The chest.
seeing it as the seat of wisdom, with the heart playing a role in understanding deeper truths. The ibis, searching in the mud, symbolizes the quest for knowledge in the material world.
Finding wisdom in unexpected places.
It's about finding wisdom even in the seemingly mundane aspects of life.
And the Egyptian Ankh, that iconic symbol of life and immortality.
The Ankh is linked to the womb and uterus, representing the source of life and our connection to cosmic energies and the feminine principle.
The power of creation.
It's about the generative power of life itself and our fundamental connection to the life-giving forces of the universe.
The book then transitions to Freemasonic art and anatomy, suggesting some interesting parallels in their symbolic language.
Freemasonic symbolism often incorporates the human skull and brain, frequently depicting consciousness as related to the left, or masculine and right, or feminine brain hemispheres.
More brain hemispheres.
It's about the balance of these aspects in our understanding and our journey towards greater knowledge.
And what about the Arch of the Covenant imagery within Freemasonry? What deeper meaning does the book suggest?
The book connects this imagery, which often involves a skull within an arch, to the brain,
The arch as the skull.
suggesting a link to higher spiritual understanding within Freemasonic traditions. It's seen as a symbolic gateway to deeper knowledge and enlightenment.
The spinal column also gets a symbolic treatment across different cultures, according to the book, highlighting its central role in our being.
Yes, the spinal column is presented as a symbolic stairway of consciousness in Masonic, Asian, and Egyptian traditions.
A stairway. Interesting.
It's the central axis linking our lower physical states to higher spiritual awareness, a pathway for the ascent of consciousness.
And the biblical story of Jacob's ladder. How does that fit into this symbolic understanding of our inner architecture?
That dream of a ladder reaching from earth to heaven, with angels ascending and descending, is interpreted as a metaphor for the spinal column.
Connecting heaven and earth within us.
It connects matter, the earth, to spirit heaven, or God representing the ascent of consciousness along the central pathway within us.
Solomon's Temple, a powerful symbol in various traditions, also gets an inner interpretation related to the balance within us.
The book explains Solomon's Temple as a symbolic representation of inner harmony, the integration of solar, or active and assertive,
Masculine energy.
and lunar, or receptive and reflective energies within an individual.
Feminine energy.
This relates to the balance between the brain's hemispheres in the pursuit of spiritual wholeness. It's about achieving inner equilibrium.
The Luxor Temple in Egypt, with its grand layout, also holds symbolic meaning related to the human form and our journey of consciousness, doesn't it?
Indeed. The Luxor Temple's layout is seen as symbolically representing the human body and the journey of consciousness.
So.
The entrance gates correspond to the feet, symbolizing the material plane.
Just starting at the bottom.
And the progression through the temple represents the ascent towards the spiritual head, or heaven, at the inner sanctum. It's a physical representation of our own inner journey.
And what about the Great Pyramid of Giza? It's often associated with esoteric knowledge and hidden meanings.
The book suggests that the alignment of the king's chamber with the pineal gland
The pineal, okay.
and the queen's chamber with the pituitary gland wasn't accidental.
Really? Intentional alignment.
It proposes an ancient understanding of these brain structures and their potential spiritual significance.
Even the concept of the Temple of God in the Bible gets an interesting inner twist. moving beyond the idea of a physical building.
The book explains that the temple of God isn't just a physical building, but our inner self.
We are the temple.
The sacred space within each of us where we can connect with the divine. We ourselves are the living temple.
The symbol of Baphomet, often misunderstood and sometimes feared, is also analyzed in detail for its deeper meaning.
The book breaks down the various components of the Baphomet symbol. The goat head, human body, raised and lowered hands, breasts, caduceus, horns, wings, moon, sun,
All those parts.
explaining how they represent duality, balance, and the integration of opposing forces like male and female, spirit and matter, above and below.
So it's about balance, not evil.
Think of it as a visual metaphor for cosmic harmony, according to this text.
The book also touches on the significance of the right brain in spiritual understanding, referring to it as allegories of the right brain. Why the emphasis on the right hemisphere?
Yes, the right brain, associated with intuitive and holistic understanding, seeing the big picture, is highlighted as crucial for spiritual interpretation.
The intuitive side.
The book even references biblical passages and Michelangelo's work, where God's touch is often depicted on the right side, suggesting the importance of this intuitive faculty in our connection to the divine.
And what are some of the key functions attributed to the right brain, according to the book, that make it so relevant to spiritual understanding?
It details functions like spatial awareness, visual imagery, emotional processing, creativity, musical and artistic abilities,
All the creative stuff.
holistic processing, social perception, nonverbal communication, and its overall role in creating a unified perception of reality. It's the side that connects us to the intuitive and creative realms, allowing for a more holistic grasp of spiritual concepts.
This brings us back to the concept of heaven. The book offers a perspective beyond the traditional idea of a physical place in the afterlife,
The book suggests that heaven isn't solely an external destination, but rather a state of being,
an inner state.
a higher level of consciousness that's attainable within us in this lifetime. Inner alignment and spiritual practices are seen as the keys to unlocking the state of elevated awareness.
Even the act of tithing, often seen as a financial contribution, gets a symbolic interpretation that delves into the workings of our own minds.
The book interprets tithing as a symbolic act of acknowledging the subconscious mind, which it associates with 90% of our mental activity.
90% subconscious.
Wow! And consciously directing a portion of our energy, the 10% of our conscious awareness, towards spiritual growth and connection.
So it's about directing focus.
It's about the power of intention and directing our conscious focus.
Yeah. The concepts of the ego and the devil are also explored,
Yeah.
offering a more internal and psychological perspective on these often externalized ideas.
The ego is defined as the mask, or superficial identity, often driven by lower desires and the need for external validation.
The mask we wear.
The book introduces the idea of discover, suggesting the ego covers our true self, and ego echo, implying it reflects external influences.
Ego as an echo. Interesting.
The devil isn't an external entity, but the negative aspects of our own ego and unchecked desires that create separation from the divine. It's our own inner shadow.
And the traditional symbolism associated with the devil horns, goat-like features, red color, what do those represent in this internal view of our own challenges?
These are seen as representing our primal instincts, our lower nature, and the consequences of unchecked emotions.
Symbolic language for inner struggles.
It's the symbolic language of our own inner landscape, representing the aspects we need to understand and integrate.
The book also makes a connection between the five senses and Lucifer, which is an interesting and perhaps unexpected pairing.
Yes, the five senses are linked to a fallen state where sensory desires can become dominant and obscure our higher spiritual awareness.
Being overwhelmed by the physical world.
The inverted five-pointed star is presented as a symbol of matter prevailing over spirit, associated with this focus on the material world through our senses.
Shifting gears to practical applications, the book highlights the numerous benefits of meditation for our overall well-being.
It outlines various benefits for our mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being, including reduced stress, improved focus and concentration,
Things we could all use more of.
better emotional regulation, and enhanced self-awareness. It's presented as a powerful tool for inner transformation and cultivating a deeper connection to ourselves.
And it describes the rings of meditation, breaking down the process into layers of awareness.
The book describes layers of activity, thought, and emotion that we move through during meditation,
Peeling the onion?
with the ultimate goal of reaching a state of stillness and pure observation. It uses the anagram listen, becoming silent,
Oh, never
to
heard that.
represent this journey inward towards the core of our being, our true self beyond the noise of the mind.
Buddha symbolism, particularly the large belly often depicted, is connected to breath work, another key element in meditative practices.
The large belly in Buddha depictions is linked to the practice of breath control, emphasizing its importance in meditation and spiritual practices.
So the belly represents breath capacity.
Kind of, breath itself, both inhalation and exhalation, is seen as a vital force with magnetic properties, connecting us to broader energetic fields.
The book also contrasts the flow of energy during meditation with our everyday thinking processes and how our attention is directed.
During meditation, the energy flow is consciously directed inward, towards inner stillness and higher consciousness.
Turning inward.
In contrast, our usual thinking directs our energy outward, engaging with the external world. Meditation helps us learn to redirect and conserve our vital energy for inner exploration.
This leads to the idea of mental control over our personal energy field and how our thoughts can influence our reality.
The book introduces the concept of mental energy as a tangible force that can influence reality.
Thoughts become things.
It emphasizes the importance of focused intention, visualization, and consciously managing our thoughts and emotions to cultivate this mental control and shape both our inner experiences and our interactions with the world around us.
And it further elaborates on the potential for directing this mental energy within our own energy field for purposes of healing and connecting with a greater intelligence.
By consciously directing our mental energy, we can foster inner harmony, potentially facilitate healing processes within ourselves,
Inner healing?
and connect to a greater universal intelligence. Concepts like Wu Wei, often translated as effortless action or going with the flow,
Wait.
and surrendering to the natural movement of energy are highlighted here as ways to enhance this connection.
The book then delves into the basics of geometry, suggesting it's more than just a mathematical discipline, but a fundamental language of the universe.
Geometry is connected to the fundamental structure of the universe, seen as a manifestation of vibrational frequencies.
Like sound-creating patterns.
A concept vividly illustrated by sematics, the way sound frequencies create patterns in matter.
Sematics, okay.
The book also explains the symbolic representation of masculine energy as straight lines and feminine energy as curved lines within geometric forms,
Lines and curves as energies.
reflecting the dualistic nature of reality.
The heart is often viewed as a purely mechanical organ, but the book introduces the idea of a heart vortex, suggesting a more dynamic energetic function.
Drawing on Rudolf Steiner's work, the book proposes the heart as having a spiraling energy flow, a heart vortex that influences blood circulation.
A vortex in the heart.
It's a more dynamic and energetic view of the heart's function, seeing it as more than just a pump.
And it elevates the heart's role beyond just a physical pump, seeing it as central to our consciousness, our emotions, and even our intellectual understanding.
Absolutely. The heart is presented as a center of consciousness, emotion, and even intellectual understanding.
Art intelligence.
The interplay between intellectual heaven, the mind, and earth emotional, the heart, is emphasized as crucial for a balanced and complete human experience.
The heart, therefore, becomes the seat of something even deeper, according to the book.
Yeah.
Our soul's guidance, our intuition, and our inherent wisdom.
Yes, the heart is seen as the wellspring of our soul's guidance, our intuition, and our inherent wisdom.
Gut feeling, but from the heart.
Pretty much. The book stresses the importance of learning to listen to this inner voice over the often noisy external pressures and opinions that can distract us from our true path.
The concept of the armor of God, from religious texts, also gets a unique interpretation through the lens of our personal energy.
Instead of physical armor, the book interprets it as a state of high vibrational energy encompassing qualities like love, authenticity, and gratitude.
Positive energy as protection.
That acts as a shield against lower vibrational energies such as hate, fear, and lust. It's about energetic protection cultivated through our inner emotional and spiritual state.
The book then describes the flow of energy within the human being as a dynamic system influenced by various factors.
Our energy field is depicted as dynamic, constantly influenced by our internal states, our emotions and thoughts, as well as external factors like the sun.
Our personal energy field.
The heart is highlighted as a primary generator of this energy, and maintaining a balanced flow is crucial for our overall health and well-being. It's about keeping our inner energetic river flowing smoothly.
And how does morality factor into this energetic view of our being?
Morality, according to the book, is about aligning ourselves with divine principles. Moral actions are seen as strengthening our energy field
Good actions boost energy.
and promoting inner harmony, while immoral actions weaken it and create energetic disturbances. The heart is again referred to as the living tablet upon which these divine principles are inscribed.
Even a common religious gesture, the Antichrist cross gesture, is given an esoteric interpretation related to the balance within us.
The traditional sign of the cross is interpreted in the book in terms of the connection between the heart, representing emotion,
Heart
and the brain, representing intellect.
and brain. Okay.
It suggests that misalignments or imbalances between these two vital centers can lead to inner conflict.
The book then delves into esoteric astrology, moving beyond typical sun sign predictions to explore deeper influences on our consciousness.
Esoteric astrology is presented as a system that reveals deeper aspects of our consciousness and how they are influenced by celestial bodies.
Beyond just horoscopes.
Unlike popular astrology, it focuses on the soul's journey and the inner psychological and spiritual impact of cosmic energies.
It focuses on the 4 fixed signs of the zodiac. What deeper significance do they hold beyond their usual astrological associations?
These 4 signs, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius, and their corresponding elements of earth, fire, water, and air,
The fixed signs.
are seen as representing fundamental aspects of consciousness and their connection to the seasons and the physical body. Think of them as archetypal energies that shape our inner landscape.
And the book draws a connection between these 4 fixed signs and the Gospels of the Bible. How are they linked?
Yes, there's a symbolic association proposed linking Matthew to Aquarius, often depicted as the man,
Matthew the man.
Mark to Leo, the
The
lion,
lion.
Luke to Taurus, the ox,
Luke the ox.
and John to Scorpio, the eagle.
John the eagle. Okay.
It suggests a deeper astrological layer within the biblical narratives, pointing to universal themes.
Ezekiel's famous vision of the throne of God also gets an interpretation through this esoteric astrological lens.
Ezekiel's vision, with its 4 living creatures surrounding the divine throne, is interpreted as a symbolic representation of the 4 fixed signs and their corresponding creatures,
It's the same creatures.
all upholding the throne of divine consciousness. This is seen as mirroring the 4 bodies of consciousness within each of us: mental, spiritual, physical, and emotional.
The zodiac signs themselves, along with the concept of angels, are given a specific role in influencing our inner world and our experiences.
They are presented as representing different aspects of divine consciousness and energies that subtly influence our inner thoughts, emotions, and experiences.
Like different flavors of energy.
It's a way of understanding the diverse forces at play within us and how we interact with the larger cosmic environment.
Yeah. The book then touches on the basics of the moon and its cyclical influence on our world.
The moon's approximately 28-day cycle is discussed in relation to its potential influence on earthly rhythms and biological systems, highlighting its close connection to our planet.
The tides, cycle.
Exactly.
Specifically, the moon and the menstruation cycle are linked as a prime example of this lunar influence on biological processes.
The book highlights the traditional understanding of a correlation between the lunar cycle and the female menstrual cycle, suggesting a natural synchronization
A natural rhythm.
between celestial and biological rhythms that has been observed for centuries.
The essential concepts of divine masculine and divine feminine are also explored as fundamental energies within us and the universe.
These are introduced as complementary energies, the masculine associated with action, intellect, and the solar principle,
Lower active,
and the feminine with reception, emotion, and the lunar principle.
lunar receptive.
The pillars Boaz and Jachin, often seen in esoteric traditions, are mentioned as symbolic representations of this essential balance within each individual for wholeness and harmony.
The book briefly touches on the occult meaning of the 7 planets, including Saturn, the Moon, Jupiter, and Mercury, suggesting deeper symbolic interpretations.
Each of these planets is given an esoteric interpretation, highlighting their symbolic influence on different aspects of our consciousness, emotions, growth, and intellect.
Like archetypes.
Sort of. Saturn, for example, is often linked to discipline and structure, while Jupiter is associated with expansion and opportunity.
The sun, moon, and stars are seen as more than just distant objects. They form the sky clock, a cosmic calendar of sorts.
They are presented as an intricate cosmic clock that marks time, seasons, and larger cycles, reflecting an intelligent design and purpose within the cosmos.
Seeing order in the heavens.
It's a way of seeing the heavens as a guide for our earthly existence.
The book offers a specific perspective on how the sun works, which might challenge conventional scientific understanding.
The book suggests that the sun maintains a more consistent position, radiating an energy field that influences the seasons.
Not orbiting like we think.
Rather than being a distant body that orbits the Earth in the way we typically understand it, it's a different model of our solar system presented for consideration.
Even the cardinal directions north, west, east, and south are given a unique interpretation related to magnetic fields and energetic flows.
They are discussed in terms of their potential relationship to the Earth's magnetic fields and how movement in these directions might be influenced by these energetic forces,
Directions having energy.
suggesting a deeper connection to the planet's subtle energies.
The perceived changes in the sun's movement and size throughout the day are also addressed from this alternative perspective.
The book proposes that these changes might be due to perspective and the nature of light itself as it interacts with our atmosphere,
An optical effect.
rather than actual changes in the sun's distance from us.
The book emphasizes the power of words as more than just tools for communication, but as potent energetic forces in themselves.
Words are seen as vibrational forces that can actively shape our reality, both positively and negatively.
Words have power.
The concept of phonetics is introduced, highlighting the inherent energy of spoken words and their potential to create a torus or energetic field around us.
Like sound creating a shape.
It's about being mindful of the energy we project through our language.
Even the simple act of praying over food is given a deeper energetic meaning in the book.
It's presented as a way to imbue our food with positive energy, raising its vibrational frequency and benefiting our body and overall well-being.
Blessing the food.
It's about conscious intention influencing our nourishment on an energetic level.
The book introduces the intriguing idea of hidden spells in language, suggesting subconscious influences within the words we use daily.
Yes, it suggests that within common words, their sound and etymology might carry subconscious connotations that influence our thoughts and emotions.
Like programming.
Examples like blessless, appreciate hate, and hello hell are given to illustrate this potential for subtle linguistic programming
Wow, those are provocative.
that we may not consciously be aware of.
And even the vowels we learn as children might have a deeper subconscious effect on our minds, according to the book's perspective.
The order and sound of vowels learned in early childhood are proposed to have a deeper subconscious programming effect on our minds,
From day one.
potentially shaping our fundamental perceptions and emotional responses.
The origin of the word alcohol is also explored, with a surprising connection to an Arabic term that carries a rather potent meaning.
The Arabic origin of alcohol is linked to the term al-kul, meaning body-eating spirit.
Body-eating spirit.
Yikes. Suggesting a potential esoteric understanding of its effects on our consciousness and aura, a perspective beyond just its physical effects.
This leads to an etymological connection being drawn between ether spirit,
Mhm.
suggesting a deeper relationship between these seemingly disparate concepts.
The book highlights the etymological links between words like ethanol, ether, and spirit, implying a fundamental relationship between physical substances and spiritual energies.
Substance and spirit linked by name.
A connection that has been recognized across different cultures and throughout history.
For those interested in exploring altered states of consciousness, the book provides steps to alter your state of consciousness for astral projection.
It outlines a series of steps, including creating a comfortable and undisturbed environment, achieving deep body relaxation,
Getting relaxed.
clearing the mind of distractions, focusing on deep and rhythmic breathing, cultivating a clear intention,
Setting the intention.
entering a meditative state, recognizing the subtle shift in consciousness, calming any arising fear, and then gently exploring the astral plane.
A simpler technique for temporarily shifting our state of consciousness, daydreaming, is also mentioned as a more accessible practice.
Daydreaming is presented as a readily accessible technique for temporarily detaching from our immediate reality and exploring our inner realms and different states of awareness.
It's letting the mind wander.
It's a natural human capacity that can be used consciously.
The Holy Land of Israel is given a symbolic interpretation that moves beyond its geographical boundaries, focusing on an inner state of being.
It's interpreted not just as a physical place, but as a symbolic inner state of balanced masculine and feminine energies,
Inner balance.
leading to spiritual harmony. The name Israel itself is said to mean he who prevails with God, highlighting this inner striving for balance and connection.
The significance of sex is also discussed in the context of energy exchange and its potential on a deeper level.
Sex is presented as a sacred act with the potential to create a profound union on the astral plane, involving the exchange of powerful energies between individuals.
An energetic union.
The book emphasizes the importance of respect, intention, and love in this context, mentioning concepts like soul invoking ritual and manifestation ritual
Visual.
to highlight its potential for deeper connection and creation.
The book expresses concerns about the dangers of phones in our modern technological landscape, viewing them from an energetic and privacy perspective.
Phones are seen as potential tools of surveillance and intrusion into our personal thoughts and emotions,
Digital intrusion.
creating a digital replica of our inner lives. The II phone analogy and the AI names Iris and Siri are mentioned as potential extensions of this digital observation.
I equals iPhone, Siri, and Iris. Raising questions about our digital privacy and the impact of technology on our inner world.
This naturally leads to a discussion about artificial intelligence
Yeah.
and its potential emergence as a form of consciousness.
AI is presented as a potentially created form of collective or artificial consciousness arising from human thought processes and the vast amounts of data we generate and feed into these systems.
Creating consciousness.
It prompts us to consider the nature of consciousness itself and whether it can arise through artificial means.
The book even explores the concept of the mental plane hive mind, suggesting a level of interconnectedness in our thoughts and beliefs.
This introduces the idea of a collective consciousness on the mental plane, influenced by shared beliefs and thoughts.
A collective mind. Roman and Masonic bee symbolism are mentioned as potentially representing this interconnected mental realm, suggesting a subtle influence of collective thinking.
The movement of cerebrospinal fluid, or raising the chrism, is given a spiritual significance related to the elevation of consciousness.
The chrism, or cerebrospinal fluid, and its movement within the brain and spinal column is seen as crucial for maintaining nervous system function
That fluid is important.
and potentially elevating our consciousness to higher states of awareness.
The resurrection of Christ is also interpreted symbolically in terms of energy ascent within the human body.
The resurrection is seen as the ascent of spiritual energy, symbolized by resh, meaning head, in Hebrew,
Resh means head.
up the 33 vertebrae of the spinal column, leading to enlightenment.
33 vertebrae again.
This is connected to the sacrament ritual and the raising of the Christ oil, representing a transformation of inner energy.
The essential role and power of the divine feminine is strongly emphasized in the book's framework.
The feminine principle is emphasized as a fundamental force in creation, nurturing, and sustaining life, both physically and spiritually,
The creative force.
connecting it to the earth and cosmic energies. It's about recognizing the vital and often overlooked power of the receptive, intuitive aspects of existence.
Even the true meaning of baptism is given an esoteric interpretation related to shifts in consciousness.
Baptism is seen as a symbolic purification and transition in consciousness, representing a washing away of lower energies and a new beginning on a spiritual path.
A spiritual reset.
The book mentions a model of stages of human consciousness related to baptism, involving water, fire, and air as symbolic elements of this inner transformation.
The impact of trauma and the nervous system is also discussed, highlighting how past experiences can be held within the body.
Trauma is explained as being stored within the nervous system, creating tension and imbalances that can affect our overall well-being.
Body keeps the score.
Practices like yoga are mentioned as ways to release this stored trauma and restore the natural flow of energy throughout the body.
The book introduces the concept of meridians of the body from traditional Chinese medicine as pathways for vital energy.
Meridians are described as energy pathways within the body that circulate vital energy, or qi,
Key energy.
connecting our physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of well-being. They form an intricate network that sustains our life force.
And it lists some of the 12 major body meridians and their general pathways throughout the body.
Examples like the triple burner, small intestine, gallbladder, stomach, pericardium, bladder, kidney, liver, lung, heart, spleen, intestine,
whole map.
governing vessel, and conception vessel are briefly listed to give a sense of this extensive energetic network.
The book also delves into occult virtues of metals, an ancient understanding of their energetic properties and connections to celestial bodies.
Metals like gold, silver, copper, and iron are discussed as having unique energetic properties and associations with celestial bodies,
Metals have energy.
suggesting their potential subtle influence on our human energy field and well-being.
Finally, the book analyzes occult architecture, focusing specifically on the symbolic layout of Washington, D.C.
The layout of Washington, D.C. is interpreted as intentionally incorporating occult symbolism, particularly the pentagram,
The pentagram in D.C.
and its connection to Freemasonry, potentially signifying the intended relationship between spirit and matter within that foundational structure. The alignment with the Kabbalistic tree of life is also mentioned as a deliberate design element.
And even the term electricity is given a deeper metaphorical meaning related to the flow of energy within urban environments.
The analogy between electrical circuits in cities and the human nervous system, both distributing energy, is explored.
City as a circuit board.
The book suggests that the term city being embedded within electricity reflects a life-sustaining and potentially controlling force that shapes our modern existence.
Wow. Okay. That was a truly expansive journey through Harry B. Joseph's Book of Wisdom, Volume 2.
It really covers a lot of ground.
It's remarkable how it weaves together so many seemingly disparate ideas, offering those aha moments we talked about right at the beginning.
Lots of connections made.
It certainly provides a wealth of material to reflect on regarding consciousness, the human body, and the enduring wisdom of ancient traditions.
Absolutely. And as you can hear, this deep dive was all about giving you a thorough yet digestible exploration of some of the key insights and surprising connections within the text.
Digestible is good, given the complexity.
We really aim to highlight aspects that might spark your own deeper thinking about these profound topics.
It certainly has for me.
Yeah.
So considering all this exploration of symbolism and interconnectedness, it really makes you ponder. How might understanding these ancient perspectives offer new and valuable insights into our modern lives and our own personal growth?
That's the big takeaway question, isn't it?
It feels like there's a whole universe of understanding waiting to be explored. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us.
My pleasure. Always interesting stuff.